That's 917-LAWYERS. Whites in Luxembourg, winning big for the little guy.
You know the crowd is ready. Get loud and ready. Hey, got it!
Clippers Pelicans, Tuesday at 5 on KTLA.
Now at noon, President Trump and Elon Musk have already slashed tens of thousands of federal jobs. Today, there's a new legal challenge to their plan. Thanks for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Corrine Winter in for Lou Parker. California's Attorney General is now filing a lawsuit against the Trump administration and their massive federal layoffs.
And for the first time, President Trump is signaling some pushing back against Musk and his Doge team. KTLA 5 Samantha Cortese live now in the newsroom with more. Samantha?
Hi, Glenn and Corrine. The Trump administration has been forced to rehire some of the 30,000 fired federal workers. And new today, as you mentioned, California is suing a dozen federal agencies for letting those probationary workers go.
This action to quote unquote curb waste and inefficiency, end quote, is exactly the opposite. It's wasteful. It's inefficient.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta announcing the state is suing federal agencies for laying off thousands of probationary federal employees.
Our lawsuit seeks to immediately halt further firings and reinstate unlawfully terminated federal employees while litigation proceeds.
Today, President Trump wants to rein in Doge, telling Elon Musk to be more careful.
I don't want to see a big cut where a lot of good people are cut.
Though he told his cabinet secretaries they are the ones in charge, but if they don't make cuts, Doge will.
I want to cut the people, but I want to keep the good people.
Echoing some Republicans and Democrats, saying it's time for a scalpel, not a hatchet, when it comes to trimming the federal workforce. But Democrats are skeptical.
I will be shocked. And they ain't using a hatchet, they're using a chainsaw. And I don't see any effort. Now, look, if he's saying that, then I'm going to pray that that's true.
President Trump still plans to gut the Education Department, which employs around 4,400 people.
He's been crystal clear that he wants to see the Department of Education closed, and he'd like to see it done sooner rather than later. But he understands that we need to work with Congress.
Attorney General Bonta continued to say he doesn't know how many Californians were impacted by the mass layoffs, but says there's a 149% increase in unemployment filings as a result. In the newsroom, Samantha Cortese, KTLA 5 News.
These are fantastic numbers. I was watching some of the reports this morning. They were surprised. There could be some disturbance, a little bit of disturbance. I solved a little bit of that because I have respect for our auto companies, and I gave them a little bit of a 1-month reprieve.
Earlier today from the Oval Office, the president gave remarks on the economy, including this morning's job report and his tariff plan. The U.S. economy added 151,000 jobs last month, and the unemployment rate rose to 4.1%.
President Trump also threatening to impose new sanctions and tariffs on Russia unless it reaches a ceasefire and peace agreement with Ukraine. The new development comes a week after the intense White House clash with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, which led to growing concerns that American policy toward Russia was softening. Meanwhile, senior Trump administration figures are planning to meet Zelensky and his delegation in Saudi Arabia next week as they try to repair the relationship. All right, now to our winter weather. This latest storm is moving out and ushering in really cold temps and dumping fresh snow in our local mountains.
Travelers have been met with some dangerous driving conditions. We have live team coverage this afternoon. Kimberly Chang will have more on the mountain snow from Lebec. But first, Kai Goldberg is here with details on the next storm that is set to hit the area. Kai?
Yeah, we're going to see some more rain, some more snow for really much of next week. We're talking about starting it off on Monday afternoon, making our way through Tuesday. Those will be some showery days. And then when we get into the full and extended forecast, we'll talk about next Wednesday, next Thursday. That's when we're going to see a lot more rain, a lot more snow coming back to Southern California. But again, this storm system starting to make its way out of Southern California, but it certainly has left behind a good amount of snow. And over the last couple of days, we've seen Snow Summit, Snow Valley picking up 7 inches of snow, Mountain High at about 5 inches, Mount Baldy picking up about 6 inches of snowfall. As we take a look up towards Santa Barbara, Ventura, much of Los Angeles County, where we're looking at some nice dry conditions beginning to clear things out. A little bit of a different story into Riverside, San Bernardino County right now. What we're seeing are some lingering and light snow showers, and there's a chance for some light precipitation as we make our way through the remainder of this afternoon during the 3, 4, 5 o'clock hours. So if you live out there in San Bernardino, Riverside County, well, you're starting to see that cloud cover beginning to fill in just a little bit. We're also seeing some of that cloud cover starting to fill in as we head up the I-5 corridor, the Grapevine, Lebec in particular, and that's when we'll find our KTLA's Kimberly Chang. She's live with how things went overnight and how things are currently progressing. Kimberly.
Kai, hi. Just a few seconds ago, I spoke with a couple of ladies who told me that they were driving up north but had to pull over and stay in a hotel here late last night because the conditions were that hazardous. But if you take a look behind me here in Lebec this morning, it is nice, sunny and dry. We can see some snow-capped mountains here in the distance, and drivers tell me that as of this morning, traffic is moving again smoothly on the 5 freeway. But as I mentioned, a different story last night. Take a look. Mountain communities hit with heavy snowfall in this area yesterday and in other areas as well. The weather caused some dangerous driving conditions on our highways. In the San Bernardino Mountains, a snowstorm apparently forced some drivers to leave their vehicles. Videos showed several abandoned vehicles on Highway 18 south of Crestline. People reported that traffic was gridlocked yesterday afternoon on Highway 18. Some vehicles became stuck or spun out, creating a backup. Last night, California Highway Patrol Fort Tejon officers ended up escorting traffic through the Grapevine area due to snow, limited visibility, and several spinouts. A CHP spokesperson told me this morning that there were roughly 7 to 10 crashes within about an hour yesterday afternoon on the 5 freeway between Fort Tejon and Frazier Park due to drivers losing control. He said they're not expecting heavy snow today, but are preparing for next week. CHP says when there is snow, drivers should definitely slow down.
Coming from San Francisco, we drove like during nighttime. It was foggy, chilly. We could barely see anything. I wasn't expecting to see the weather like this. Friend's first time seeing the snow. Yeah, that's why we also stopped by and we were like kind of playing everything, even if it's cold.
Oh, I didn't expect it to be that foggy. Visibility was like really low. Yeah, I just drive like much slower and take my time.
And those were some drivers taking a much-needed break after driving through the snowstorm late last night. Now, snow created wonderful conditions for mountain communities in Southern California. Mountain High Resort in Wrightwood posted to their website that they received another 3 to 4 inches of new snow yesterday. And Big Bear Mountain Resort in San Bernardino County reported 8 inches of fresh, natural snow in the past 24 hours and said the 7-day total is between 11 to 19 inches. Anyone who's planning to head up there should check on chain requirements and just know that there are some restrictions in effect. Now back here live, the weekend is expected to be sunny and dry, but of course all eyes are looking forward to next week when there is more rain and snow in the forecast. Reporting live here in Lebec, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
3, 2, 1.
Adds another SpaceX test flight of the world's most powerful rocket, but it ended in an explosion. That launch went off without a hitch from the SpaceX facility in South Texas. But after the rocket's first stage booster had separated from the upper stage Starship spacecraft, well, the unmanned ship exploded. Fiery debris could be seen shooting across the sky from all of South Florida and the Caribbean. The FAA was forced to stop flights into and out of Miami and Fort Lauderdale airports for more than an hour. Flights into Orlando were also impacted. The explosion occurred 9.5 minutes into the flight.